Hi there! If you're interested to travel to Turkey as a Filipino citizen based in the UAE but not sure where to start or need clarification, please press 2 to find out. Chart. First up, visa. If you're not a Schengen or US visa holder, you'll need to apply from scratch. Be sure to check out VFS for any documents you might need or be exempted from. Here's a list of personal documents that I submitted myself. I don't have a tenancy contract as I don't have a property under my name, which is fine. They understand that most applicants are living in sharing apartments. If you're a hampas lupa like me, please take these documents from your HR. Also, these are the fees that you need to pay upon booking online and upon submission at the VFS office. This is our unpolished itinerary for 8 days in Turkey. This itinerary focuses on Cappadocia and Istanbul only. If you want to add more cities and Pamukkale hot springs, that's pretty much okay, but please make sure that you book your domestic flights to those cities as well, as it is required. Or you can travel by bus, by land, which would take 12 hours at least. This is our flight summary for both international and domestic. We flew from Sharjah to Sabiha Airport as it's the cheapest option. However, they changed our return flight straight to Dubai, which was actually good from our side. You're probably wondering how we pre-booked our flights and hotels, as these are one of the vital requirements when applying for the visa. For the flights, you have the option to go through an agency for a dummy ticket. From our side, we just booked the tickets directly through Skyscanner. For the hotels, you can look for hotels that have free cancellation policies. Just be mindful of the dates that you need to cancel them, otherwise your card will get charged. Your booking must also reflect a confirmation number, your name, and the dates of your trip. It should be from the beginning until the end of your trip. We went straight to Cappadocia. I've read from blogs that there's a lot of activities and sites to explore in Cappadocia and would need your full energy, so we started our trip in Cappadocia. We stayed in a cave hotel, so you'll find a lot of these online. This gives you like a full immersive experience of like the Turkish life. So the cave hotels are old, they're made of stones, they only have stairs, they don't have lifts, which is a really nice experience to have stepping away from Dubai. So on our first day in Cappadocia, we went on a red tour. It's a full day guided tour with a small group of around 10 to 15 people. It's inclusive of hotel pickups and drop-offs, lunch, and the passes through the museums and other sites that you will visit. And of course, one thing you should never miss when you're in Cappadocia is the hot air balloon ride. Apart from seeing them in your balconies in the morning, it's also best to hop on them. We booked this through TripAdvisor as well. It starts really early at like 5 in the morning. It includes the hotel pickup and drop-off as well. They would also give you some snacks like croissants, juices, water, and in the end they'll give you non-alcoholic champagne and of course your very own flight certificate. Just some mindful tips when booking the hot air balloon flight. So you need to pre-book this before you fly to Turkey because the prices go up as the dates come closer. Also, it's best to book this on the first or second day that you are in Cappadocia because there's a possibility that the flights will get cancelled on the day depending on the civil aviation's direction based on the weather. If it gets cancelled, then at least you have another day or two to rebook the flight. So for the following day, we went on a green tour, the same as the red tour. It's full day, it's guided, it's inclusive of hotel pickup and drop-off. It's more of like a nature trip with like mini hikes and going into the greens. So make sure you wear something comfortable in terms of shoes, especially. Refer to Exhibit A. Here are some short activities that you can do in Cappadocia if you have 1 hour or 2 hours spare time from your trip. So one of them is the sunset horseback riding, which we did for 1 hour. For first-timers, it's totally safe. You have guides with you. And then we also did ATV for 1 hour. So they take you all the way up to the Love Valley. They take your pictures. It's really worth it. Welcome to Istanbul. It's giving Manila, Rome, Italy city vibes. So they also have a metro, which is something that you should keep a note of when you're booking for hotels. Find something that's close to the metro stations so that it's easier for you to get around. This is Istiklal Street. It's a long street that leads you all the way to Galata Tower in the end. It has a lot of shops and restaurants, and just look out for those little esquinitas that you will see with unofficial signs. There you will find a lot of cheap clothing that's really good quality. So for Istanbul, we actually purchased an e-pass, as they call it. It gets you into museums, sites, and other places easily. You can buy it for the number of days that you are staying in Istanbul. Down this street is Galata Tower. So once you're able to get to the top, you get a 360-degree view of Istanbul. It's one of the must-visit towers or sites in Istanbul. In one of our spare evenings, we hopped onto Bosphorus cruise. So it's a cruise that has entertainment, food, basically dinner. I didn't get much footage of the inside because it was full of people, and where I was seated didn't give me so much of a view of the entertainment. And of course, when you're in Istanbul, one of the sites that you shouldn't miss is the Hagia Sophia. It's so worth it to visit. Look at it. We also went to see the Blue Mosque, but unfortunately at that time it was under renovation, so there wasn't so much to see. Another place we visited is the Topkapi Palace Museum. It's a really big palace, so make sure you don't get lost. And also, of course, the Basilica Cistern. The history of this place is mind-blowing, so make sure your guide tells you about it. Just some personal tips that I would like to share with you. It's always better to carry cash because some establishments don't have card machines, and if they do, especially when you're shopping, they tend to charge you with commission. Take adapters for the plugs as they have different sockets. Also take water with you. Food is cheap. Actually, almost everything is cheap there. It looks a bit big because it's like 3 digits, but if you convert it to dirhams, it's only 2 digits or whatever your beer currency is. Another thing is airport transfers. So for example, in the hotel at Cappadocia, just speak to the owner because usually the management is handled by the owners themselves. They can help you book airport transfers for a very cheap price. Just give them your flight number and they'll arrange it for you. Also, when you're booking tours, contact your tour operators a day before just to make sure that they have you on the list and they update you with the exact time that they will pick you up the next day. Also, for the day tours and other activities, if you haven't booked them in advance, your hotel staff or the hotel owners are connected to agencies and they're more than happy to help you with it and arrange it for you. So yeah, that's it. I hope you found this helpful because when I was planning this trip, there wasn't much references for Filipinos that have traveled to Turkey, so I had to do everything from scratch and I had to dig up all the information that I needed. Hope you enjoy your trip!